homies, what a fun day. What a nice little recovery day. A little snatch, a little back squat pairs so nice together. You know, for me, at the very least, it is a very low back dominant day, but it's honestly, like, if you train it right and you give it that recovery it truly needs, oh man, the benefits you get from a strong low back without overdoing it is top tier. It is the highest priority when it comes to especially Olympic lifting, other than keeping your core strength up and your technique up. You know, especially for tomorrow, like, now that I haven't gone as super crazy hard as I've been going in the past couple months, I can come in and just do a nice little clean and jerk bench press day and not even have to worry about my energy being low because I feel great. You know, that's what the volume recovery week's supposed to be like, and I'm very, very satisfied regardless of the weights not being near what they were before, because I got to keep reminding myself, they're going to come back. You know, they're going to come back, especially faster. You know, but that's the thing. It shouldn't matter if it takes even a year, 2 years, however many years, whatever, however much time it takes to make even an inch of progress. Progress is progress, you know? As long as you're trying your best and giving yourself enough to keep wanting to push for, that's what matters, you know? I've been having a lot of back and forth, not like issues, but just kind of like, especially with stuff like in normal life stuff, as well as in the gym, when you kind of get to a point of, you know, you're finally catching your rhythm, getting a good stable ground. At any point, your brain can be like, hey man, might be time to change it up again. And especially at like the first time of failure or supposed failure, you know, and that shouldn't be the way it is, you know, and it's not the way it is. That initial gut reaction to be like, oh, well, I've just got to do something different just to make sure I can have some sort of, you know, visual progress right in this moment. It's not worth it. You know, you got to give your body a chance and time to adapt to the commitment you've given it, you know, because the program that I planned out for this type of new conditioning is not a matter of a day, a week, or even several weeks. It is the course of months, you know. Even the first cycle through on the program is not going to be a full attempt at what I want it to become, because I have to give it even further cycles in order to see how far the progress can go. You know, you can't just do one run on a program and then just be like, oh, well, I know exactly what's going on in my body. You don't. And especially today, I felt so good, you know, like so confident. You know, that's what I've been really reaching for, having that, especially that core confidence, being able to really whip the Olympic lifts as much as I want to without feeling like I'm losing control in my main muscle groups. Because a lot of times, like, you know, on my recovery days like today, it's a matter of if I feel like the technique is starting to waver and I'm having to whip the bar really, really hard rather than being able to rely on my main muscle groups to get into the bar at my own pace, then it's probably a little too heavy for a recovery day, you know? That's why even today I stopped at 185 again for a triple, because it wasn't worth going to 205. I could feel it starting to get a little too heavy. I could feel it starting to really start to get a little whippy on that last rep. But the big takeaway is that compared to the last time I hit my recovery snatch, it flew beautifully. The technique today was incredible. And I was low energy, man. I wasn't even feeling super up to it. I was just excited to just try the technique out some more, you know? And that's why I've tried splitting up the mindsets in different days of the program. Like, this is a day where I wanted to emphasize that technique, and I really hit it. I did really, really well. And the biggest point of contention today is I'll back squat again, went beautifully. Even though I wasn't obviously as strong as I've been wanting to be, you know, or at least what my brain was expecting at the beginning of this week, does not mean I'm not happy about the progress. You know, I went up to 365 for a set of 5, and it went wonderfully. It went really, really well. It was, all the reps were as perfect as I could make them, you know. Wherever there was falter in the reps, I made up for it on the next one every single time. And I ended strong, you know. And it was the first time all week where I was able to go beyond the set that I struggled a little bit with. You know, I got to 345, which is a normal warm-up for me. But again, this is new volume. I'm getting used to this kind of technique and conditioning again. So the 245 hit me pretty hard. And I was like, all right, well, the reps were damn near perfect. I have a lot of energy left. The core is not shaking. I can at least try one more, because it's that middle set where I know I could go higher if I wanted it to be a strength day, But on a technique day, I can push it that one little bit more just to really isolate the technique while giving myself a little bit of progress in the recovery. And so that when I come back to the strength day next time, when I go beyond 365, I absolutely can crush it, you know? The biggest thing, though, is that regardless of how good it looked, because the squats were moving really well, I was very proud of it. It's the first time in a while where I've been able to really contract my upper back while strengthening and tightening my low back and hips together as a concise explosion out of a hole. Because I've been really bombing into the acid grass position as of late, so it's been good to get better control of just the whole squat in general, and that will really progress over into every other lift I have really, really well. But I do my set, I feel great, I feel rejuvenated. I'm like, oh dude, we crushed it, man. I walk over to my phone, I'm like, let's see how good that looked. And I see myself hit the button, I see myself walk over to the weights, something hit my phone, and goodbye video. And, you know, I know a lot of people are going to be instantly like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't have to want to record your lifts anyway. And you're absolutely right. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, I thought you would have been upset. I thought you would have been all fucked up about that. And, you know, that initial gut reaction is just like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. I wanted to see it. I really did. But let's be real. Recording the videos for me is just for the sake of having a placeholder behind this voiceover. And then otherwise, it's just to have a short-term reassurance of that's the standard, you know? That's how good it was. And again, the mental feeling behind the weights is way more important than seeing it visually. But the visual will always help, you know? Because it's pretty rare after I edit all the video stuff that I ever look back at a workout I did previously, unless it was like a true max out. That I was really, really proud of that I'd never hit before. Other than that, it's like, I know what kind of effort I'm putting. I know what my standards are. You know, it's pretty rare because of how long I've been doing it that I make that genuine visual progress right in that moment. You know, like a lift that I would look back at right now would be the 255 Klokov pause snatch when I had like a 2-second, 3-second pause at the knee and managed at 255 after 6 attempts. I never get to do stuff like that. I never whip heavy stuff like that, and it was a PR. And so that's something that I'd want to look back and be like, that's crazy. But the reason I want to look back at that now is not because I keep wanting to relive that moment. It's because I want to move past it. I want to do better than it. That's why I tell people to record their stuff. Even if they don't post it, it doesn't matter. Just keep it in your phone and just be able to look back from 6 months ago and be like, damn, I made good progress. You know, look how good the technique's gotten. Look how good the strength has gotten. Look how cool I look, man. You know, it's funny because I look back at when I started recording these, because it's only been like barely, oh man, I mean, it's been like a year and a half since I started doing these videos. Doesn't feel like that long ago, but I look like a baby when I started. And let's not forget, I looked horrendous when it came to the technique in Olympic lifting. The stuff that I complain about now were daily ignorances, you know, back in the day, you know, and that's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to look back and say, oh, well, I was shit back then. But you have to remind yourself, for a year and a half is not that long. It's not. If you are consistent in the gym, you've got time, you know? I'm 22. I got plenty of time to make strength gains. I need to isolate the technique and the recovery and the PT as good as I can now for when I want to go as hard as I want later, you know? Especially when my body starts giving out on me and I hit my peak at whatever age. I can't predict it, but it's going to happen at some point. So I want to be prepared for that so I can maintain my strength and then keep making new goals as I go along without hurting myself, you know? And even though I didn't get to look back at my lift and have that short-term reassurance and be like, I was looking good right there. And I know a lot of people would be like, oh, well, just do the sit again. It is not about making it look pretty. This is some of my high school coaches used to always tell me. You don't need to make it look pretty. Just do it right. If you did it right and you just want to make it look a little extra special, there's no point in doing it, you know? Only on a technique-driven day like today, if I had failed a lift or I had a really horrible rep, then yeah, I'd redo it. But I'd redo the whole set immediately. I wouldn't just jump into it and do some random crazy amount of reps in a row. It would just be a matter of just locking it right there, take a minute, and then try it one more time. And if you can't do it one more time, maybe it's good to leave it. You know, you don't want to overdo it with the over-analysis and over concern, the paranoia of wanting it to look perfection, because that's not what it's about. You are not going to be perfect. You are never going to look as good as you want to, because every day your standard and your goals change. Your dreams change. You want to do better than you are doing every single day. It's the reason why you keep coming. You live in that moment while you're in the gym, and then the moment you leave, you think, how am I going to get past this? That's why I said it's short-term reassurance. It's very in the moment, and I'm immediately like, how can we move past it? And listen, man, next time I get on the squats next week and I'm doing sets of 3, oh, buddy, I am excited to show you what I'm made of, because the core conditioning I have from this week alone is probably going to be enough to make me jump to new heights next week. And I'm not even going to bank on that. That's not an expectation or a promise. It's just a hope, It'd be awesome if I could hit something like 425 for a set of 3. That'd be nuts. That'd be insane for where I'm at right now. But that's not the expectation. If it's 405, 385 even, I don't care, because I'm going to try my best. And whatever my body can do, that's what matters, So although it wasn't exactly what I wanted, it didn't go the way that I planned it to. It sucks because you're just going to see 10 seconds of 365 at the end of the video with nothing happening. But that's what makes me want to come back even more. It's the fact that I didn't redo the set just to make it a pretty little video so that I could actually see it. Because I know I did it. I know I had a really great set. There's no point in redoing it other than to satiate ego. And that's not why we do especially a recovery day, I wouldn't even want to do that on a heavy day, It's just not worth it. Except that it's something that you can cherish by yourself and then try to do better next time, That's all it is. Even though something so stupid and so insignificant as this, it still matters to me. I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, whatever, I don't give a shit. I give a shit. But it's not what's important. What is important is wanting to come back and say, I don't even care that I didn't record that video because look how cool this one is. That's what gets me coming back. Physically, easily, I can give it a solid 8.5, like really right down the middle. It's been getting slowly, progressively better. I'm still not like anywhere near a peak or anywhere near feeling as stable as I want to, but this is what the volume week's for. It's to kick me in the ass, drag me through the dirt, and really steel up my core so that when I decrease the volume and increase the weight, I can do whatever the hell I want, It's going to be so fun. So fun. It's going to be a very, very special time. I can't even imagine what the peak week's going to look like when I get there based off all the experience and knowledge I've accumulated over the past year. And again, the snatches were beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There was no question, which was great. And again, the squats, again, no question. The reps were beautiful. You just don't ever get to see them. Mentally, oh man. I'll give it a 9.15. It was a really good day. I know I mentioned before, like I've been having my own occurrences in the normal daily life outside of the gym, returning to old habits because of overthinking certain little things or trying to, bad habits come back a lot whenever little things get in the way and you return to normalcy and you have enough positive things happening that your brain latches to any little negative thing that doesn't really matter typically, And today, me and my girlfriend went to the thrift store and we got a couch for our new place. And something as simple and as common as having a couch for your living space, it felt like a milestone, Not just because we bought a couch, obviously, but it's because our home is becoming more homely, It's becoming more of a place where we want to invite people over, really love and enjoy to stay there, want to come back and say, I think we can stay here for a while, And the better environment you put yourself in, the more positive of a home life you have, the more that will reach out into your daily life outside of the home, just like how everything that you do in the gym and outside of the gym will help your weights progress in the same way. Keeping yourself positive, keeping the environment good and uplifting will make all of the progress you make in life look like a breeze. Just because, what do I gotta complain about? Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. I got recovery clean and jerk and heavy bench press. That'll be special. Because even if I cap at 225 for a triple on clean and jerk tomorrow, I don't care. if that's where I'm at, that's where I'm at. It'll be good conditioning one way or another, and it'll leave me even more room to go as hard as I want on the bench press. Because if I hit 295 for a set of 5, for the standards I'm at now, that's some new weight. That's something to get excited about. So I'm going to try my best. It's going to go great one way or another because I'm going to keep the positivity relative to myself and what I want for me, not what the weights want for the numbers. So thanks for hearing me out. I'm going to keep yapping as much as I can because I love talking about it. Let me know how your lives and lifts have been going. Love hearing about it, and I will be back tomorrow. I love you guys. See you later. Bye.